welcome to this OpenSpace fireside chat. My name is Sean. I work in the sales team for OpenSpace. A quick introduction to OpenSpace. We're a reality capture platform, and we ultimately create Google Street Views of construction projects, allowing our customers to document every stage of their projects and their work. I'm here today with Padraic King from King Moffatt. I'll ask Padraic to give a quick introduction, and then we can jump into the fireside chat. So Padraic, if you can give us a quick intro, that'd be great.
Yeah, no bother. Padraic King, King Moffatt Building Services, and I am the design manager. So heavily involved in the BIM department, and came across OpenSpace there a couple of years ago at a construction event that I was attending, and decided to give it a try, and we've ended up rolling it out on a lot of projects since then.
Very good. Thanks, Padraic. Yeah, if you could initially start off by telling us a bit more about your role in a bit more detail, and also why you got into construction in the first place.
Yeah, so years ago I was working in a kind of the CAD and the design department, and then when BIM kind of came online, I had a big interest in that, so I ended up going back to college and doing a level 8 HDIP course on it, and implementing it into the company then at the time. And I was the BIM manager for a few years, and then it just progressed into the design manager role from there.
Very good. And can you give us a quick introduction about King Moffatt as a company, and also some of the projects that you work on as well?
Yeah, so the company is in operation since 1978. Currently working on projects in Ireland, in the UK, Germany, Holland, and we basically have about 400 direct employees at the moment, and we do all of our kind of design and BIM work in-house for the projects, and yeah, it's experiencing good growth over the last few years.
Very good. And then can you run us through some of the current challenges that you're seeing or facing in the construction industry?
Yeah, look, I suppose one of the challenges is getting probably staff and retaining staff at the moment, and getting skilled employees, and then I suppose with OpenSpace, it's kind of helped us to cut out some of the need for people traveling to site to maybe get some images or markups for people back in the office to see what a job looks like, and to basically update things like the models or the designs for the project, and also even for the commercial department to be able to see what is or what isn't installed, so they can be doing accurate claims for the projects. It's also been helpful if the estimators are pricing a similar type of a project, they can go in and see what the previous one looked like, maybe to see what way services were routed and suspended maybe throughout the building, and for access with MEPs and different things like that. So the company works on lots of different, we don't kind of work in one particular industry. We do commercial and industrial and pharmaceutical and food processing, so there's a mix of everything really, distribution centers. So it's a good mixed bag of projects there.
Very good. And then one of the biggest challenges that we hear and see about the industry in terms of adopting technologies is directly from the field teams or the site teams. Can you tell us or run us through a bit more about how your company has adopted OpenSpace, what the experience has been like, and then also how long that took to actually fully adopt and get up to speed with using OpenSpace on those projects?
To be honest, it didn't take that long at all. The way we're kind of doing it is we'd have the project engineers who will be based on site. Once a week, the project engineer will do a walk of the site, and then once they connect the camera to the laptop back in the site office, the captures are uploaded, and then the 3D model for the job is aligned with the capture. So it's a lot of the site team would think it's very user friendly. You know, there's not really a steep learning curve with it. There's a good onboarding team there, and there's also good videos, online tutorial videos. So to be honest, it didn't take much of an effort really to get it up and running.
And then you mentioned there are a few ways that you're using OpenSpace practically. Do you mind showing us an example of how you're actually using that by sharing the screen and walking us through?
Yeah, I can do. I'll just share on the screen here now at the moment.
Yeah, that's come up.
Perfect, yeah. So look at, obviously any of the archive projects or finished projects are there, but the useful thing is if you ever need to go back, you can reactivate them. Say if you're ever going back to do any extra work, or if the client is doing more upgrades, you can always go back and check things, which can be useful. Say if you need to see where equipment is behind ceilings or behind walls, or you can rewind it right back to before a ceiling was installed or before plasterboard was installed. We're always using the model versus site compare tool. That gets an awful lot of use. You can click anywhere on the map. You can see the map here. You can click anywhere on it. You can also see exactly, this is a pretty new feature that's only come on recently, but you can see exactly where the person has walked. Click anywhere on it to go straight to it. To compare it to the model, it's very simple. Just click there on the BIM, pulls up the split screen view and loads up the model then. Good thing about that is if you turn around in the model, or if you turn around in the capture here, you can look all around the building. So if I just turn around there as an example, and you can see exactly what's done. What I was saying there, if you need to go back and check, something, say before a ceiling got installed or before a wall got installed, you can use your split screen view, which is down here. You've got your dates on either window here, and everywhere you got a blue here, every week you got a blue square, so it means there was a capture taken. So if I just go back to the 12th of September, for example, you can lock the screens and again look around and see the progress, or you can track exactly when everything got done down to the week, or if you're capturing daily, down to the day, I suppose. Once a week we feel it's fine for what we're doing. If the commercial team or the designers or the BIM team, if anyone has a question or if there's a health and safety concern on the site, you can raise an issue here very easily by creating a field note. Click anywhere you want to place it. You can assign it to somebody, set a due date on it, set a priority on it, and they'll get a notification email the following week. Once the capture is done, you can go straight back, click on the field note, it'll bring you straight back to that exact place on the project site, and you can see if it's been dealt with or not. So it's good evidence there for everything that's going on the site. Some of the ways we're using it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so would you say the field notes and also having that remote access to each of those projects? You mentioned earlier that you're working on obviously projects that are outside of where the head office is. Would you have people that are based in the head office that are actually using OpenSpace to remotely dial in and solve those issues that they might be having on the sites?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we've even got a couple of like full-time BIM and engineers working for us in different locations in different countries, nowhere near Ireland and the UK, and it's great that they can dive in and get a feel for the job without having to get on a flight for 12 or 15 hours to get over. So it's cutting out a lot of the need for travel for those guys.
Very good. Now that's how we see a lot of customers using OpenSpace as well.
Yeah, for updating if there's any changes that happen on site, say if there's design changes, it's cutting out the need for the project engineers to have to go around and physically mark up and start taking photographs and looking at kind of a 2D photograph in isolation. It's hard to see what's going on, but when you're looking at a full 360 capture, it's much easier.
Mm-hmm. And then what's been the feedback from the project teams themselves about the user experience of OpenSpace and how they're actually using it on a more day-to-day basis?
just getting good feedback in general, because I suppose that just the simplicity of it is one of the main things. I think if something is very complicated or clunky to use, it's very hard to get buy-in from people on site or people in the office, from the whole team in general. So I think the simplicity of it has helped with the rollout of it, to be honest.
Very good. Yeah. And then I guess the final question that I wanted to ask is, obviously we've been working together now for the last couple of years, but moving forward, how do you see King & Moffatt as a business leveraging more of what OpenSpace can provide in the future? And is there more plans to roll out across more projects or test new features?
Yeah, so we were kind of on with the support team and chatting yourselves. One thing that we definitely want to try is the OpenSpace to track feature, where you can track the percentage of services that are installed. I know it's kind of doing it very effectively for certain elements, and it's pretty much almost there for some of the overhead MEP services. So as soon as we get some feedback from yourselves and say, look, it's ready to go, it's working, then that's one thing that we'll be trying out straight away. Yeah, that's a good feature that we're definitely interested in testing next.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah, I think we've spoken about BIM Plus briefly as well, with the overlaying on dragging and dropping of the certain elements from the model side to the reality. So there's yeah, it's good to hear that there's plans to test some more features, and as and when the time's right, we'll make sure we get those set up.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to testing them for you now.
Very good. Yeah, so thanks very much for that, Padraic. Appreciate the time and running us through some of the ways that you're using OpenSpace. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much again.
No problem at all. Perfect. Cheers.